Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to an awesome episode in which definitely we're gonna have a look at this awesome tank hero called Binary. By the way, pay attention, it's an exclusive hero for the tanks, and yeah, it definitely looks like a very strong alternative to Nille, but that's exactly what this video is for. I would like to go through this hero's design step by step in order to highlight the difference and also show you at which point I think that Binary it's actually better than Nille. So the first important thing here is that both heroes are exclusively tank heroes. And what I'm trying to tell you here is yes, the Encyclopedia units, because this hero has an active skill which will detonate the magnetic pulses, which is a solid chunk of damage. Meaning, in other words, yeah, if you're using on slot 7 and slot 9 a Navy unit and a Air Force unit, you won't get a proc from there, which definitely makes a difference. So good. Both offense buffing heroes, we see in Binary 95% attack enhancement, while on the other side, we see Nille with 90% attack enhancement. So a small difference. Both heroes have an active skill, meaning in other words, yes, you guessed it, you can put those super nice runes on them, especially when it comes down to the magnetic pulses. And from the perspective of the active skill, the difference ain't that huge because both heroes have an activation-based skill, hitting 4 random targets. And in this case, Binary is going to do 55% damage by default, while on the other side, we see Nille with also 4 attacks on 4 random targets doing 50% damage. And the rest is also copy-paste, literally, because both heroes, when they proc, will prioritize targets with the magnetic pulse on them, and obviously they will also gonna detonate these magnetic pulses, which is an awesome thing. And the differences between these two heroes slowly start to show once we have a look at the passive skill. And this time, let's start actually with Nille, because the passive skill for Nille is just increasing the magnetic pulse effect by 30%. Yes, Binary has also that. It's granted only 20%, so 10% less, but have a look what else Binary has, which is pretty interesting. So every time Binary is gonna proc and will detonate the magnetic pulse, she's gonna do 1 extra hit. That hit is gonna happen on 1 random slot, and that slot will be in 1 slot radius from the slot on which you have detonated the magnetic pulse. And when it comes down to the damage value, it can be from minimum 10 all the way up to 50% depending on the amount of stacks of magnetic pulses which you have on that slot. So roundabout here, I would say Binary looks better than Nille, but let's carry on with the exclusive skill. And let's open the exclusive skill also for Nille. And yeah, obviously the level 3 exclusive skill is like always the same. Attack of all units increased by 30%. Okay, now to the level 5 exclusive skill. It's a very tight rest because it will increase all magnetic pulses by 40% for both heroes. But here is the difference. For Binary, the number of passive damage triggers is increased by 1. What exactly is that? That's exactly this passive skill over here. Hitting normally by default 1 target. Well, it's going to hit 2 targets, and of course, the value of the damage depends on the amount of magnetic pulses stacks you have on that slot. And we're also gonna see later on, this gets actually even higher when we have a look at the level 7. On the other side, Nille, also with that 40% magnetic pulse enhancement, but at the start of each round, she will automatically apply a 60% magnetic pulse on 5 slots. So I would say right about now, the race is very, very tight from the level 5 perspective, but the things get absolutely super crazy when we have a look at the level 7 exclusive skill. So what you see on Nille on the level 5 exclusive skill, that at the start of each round, she's going to apply a 60% magnetic pulse effect on 5 random slots. Well, we have that right here. On Nille, we have an extra 30% higher magnetic pulse effect, while on Binary, that's a 50%. And you're going to have a lot of magnetic pulses. because we already talked about stacks of them. And for Nelle, that's it. While on binary, well, you get something extra, because now you're going to get those 2 random hits, but this time the damage will come from 30 to maximum 150%. So let's scroll up. That's going to happen. You're going to deal 2 random attacks on 2 random slots within a 1 slot radius of the target on which you have deployed the magnetic pulse. But now the damage is going to be far, far higher, going all the way up to 150%. So an absolutely crazy hero. So beautiful people, what's super important from my side to mention? I think in this case, I will gonna do an exception and I will gonna test binary in the old ways, as Darkseid once said. Meaning in other words, I'm gonna literally take this hero to 5 stars, get that level 5 exclusive skills, and also gonna use the gear. I'm gonna use whatever magnetic pulse runes I have. We're gonna use the Heavy Trooper, we're gonna use the Valhallas, we're gonna use the formations. Alternative to that, we're also gonna do the hero trial, and that's also gonna have a value because we're gonna see probably better what is the difference between testing the hero in the hero trial without all these toys and testing this hero with all the toys to see where is the difference. And the last thing I want to mention, obviously, especially for the newer players, this is an absolutely must-have. Not just only that I'm a big fan of the army units, you can have far more units in your base army than you can have from other ones. Super efficient type of unit with a lot of hero alternatives, but basically, dear beautiful people, if you were unsure about the tank meta till now, well, seeing this hero, that should clear all your doubts because the tank meta is the magnetic pulse meta. Now, the last thing I want to address in here, obviously the hero order, as it plays indeed a role, but we're going to have a couple of ifs. So if we go to this specific setup, obviously Marvi is super awesome hero. Some players debate that she performs actually slightly better when she's on the first slot. I won't disagree with you, but the most important part is actually having Mr. Quilly in front of binary or in front of Nelle. And since we don't have binary right now in game, I'm just going to put Nelle in order for you to understand why exactly this is important. Because presumably, if Marvi is going to proc first, and obviously, I strongly recommend you to use the magnetic runes on her too. She's going to apply those magnetic pulses. Then if Mr. Quilly will gonna proc, we're also gonna have some more magnetic pulses, and that's why we have this offense buffing hero, in this case Nelle, but once we get binary, it's gonna be binary as the last one, because you want to have as many magnetic pulses as possible on your opponent in order to detonate them all, and you already see here in the hero description, in order to be super efficient, at least when it comes down to this extra 1 hit, by default, by the way, again, with the level 5, it's going to be 2 hits here, you're going to have a lot of slots with a lot of stacks pushing harder and harder towards the maximum value, and that's why the hero order plays a huge role, dear beautiful people. So that was pretty much everything regarding this hero binary. A super awesome hero, super excited to test this hero. Hopefully real life won't get in my way and I will be able to do a video right away on Wednesday once the hero comes out. I'm not entirely sure about the stream. That's a bit kind of more difficult right now for me. Beautiful people, if you liked this video and if you found some quality in these informations, then don't forget to support what supports you back, as the best way to do so is actually 100% free. You should subscribe to this channel. Obviously, watch my videos till the end. Share this channel with your friends. Thank you very much for watching, and I will gonna catch you in the next awesome episode. Ciao, 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 people.